Hi, Chris. This is Christelle Martinet, and I'm here with a scrying session for the new moon. They say the 23rd, 24th of October in Leo, one of my favorite signs. Lots of things going on. Lots of things going on. It's almost as if we don't know where to put our attention, so many things going on. Of course, most of us prioritize, and it's usually based on survival. That's what our instincts tell us. Now, but what I'm getting here is that it's not just on survival. There's much more. Yes, you are moved by, for example, when I say survival, it is how you put your bread and butter on the table. Okay, how I'm going to pay my bills, what is it that's important for me so that I could survive? Your soul. Even if you're wealthy, you just come to a point and you say, I can't do it anymore. I can't do it anymore. That's survival. Now, in that sense, I'm talking about the soul's survival. It's almost as if this full moon in Leo is roaring out that there's a need for something not big, but something different, something more akin to your spirits, something that will give you, of course, put your bread and butter on the table, but give you pleasure, not in the sense of hedonism pleasure, give you pleasure in the sense that, wow, I'm really glad I did this for $10, and it makes me feel good. And, this type of reasoning that you want to do something that is of prime importance to you as a soul. And when this occurs, especially around this period, and it's probably started already for many of you, you probably have felt it already, you start, not pushing and shoving, but you go right to the source. You know what you want. You go and get it. And if you're lucky, and many, many, many of you will be lucky, there will be really much more than just rewards here. And also I find that for those of us who do then opt for a change in route, opt for a different path, you will be surrounded by like-minded individuals. And that is what is probably going to serve you the most. I'd like to say at a social level, but it's more a restrict circle of people, like-minded people, as if if you were a hairdresser, all of a sudden you take a change in the direction of your work, but in a specific niche of a market, and you find like-minded people, and you become socially bonded to them. Right? That's one example, but I mean this for all different interests, not only involving work. But there's something that emerges so strong, and that it doesn't even cost you the effort of that much changing. It's as if you have woken up for the first time and have decided, oh my God, it's about time. What have I been waiting for? What have I been waiting for? Very interesting that. Let me see if I want to take this. Okay. Now, it's not only being among like-minded individuals, it's also about feeling yourself, feeling as if you were coming into your own in that like-minded group. You're an individual. You have not boundaries up, but there are distinctions between you and other people that set you apart at the same time as feeling bonded to them. But, it's odd. It's odd because it seems as if, there's a train. I'm seeing a train. And the train is full of people. And there are, some people that are on the platform who have not taken that train. They just don't want to take the train. But there are many people who are running after the train as if they've almost made it. And then there are way far in the distance people who have tried to start running and then just walked. Okay, so now, there is this, as if this new, this full moon in Leo here, the 23rd of January, 23rd, 24th, 2016, is an opportunity. It speaks of an opportunity, and it will whisper opportunity to you. And those of us who are ready will take that, will grasp that. And know that those of you who are not ready, just be aware that there was an opportunity and aware that this will come around again. Simon Webb, I have that the song I'd had all for months. I had that song ringing in my ear, Simon Webb coming around again. Know that it's not the last opportunity, but that you have to be ready when it does come up. I also see celebration, a celebratory initiative, not necessarily begun by you, but by other people you'll find, that are sort of celebrating your initiative, your decision, your choices. Okay, so there's a moment of celebration. This is true. And for one moment, not for one moment, for many moments, there is a side to this, and it's not only one, there are a few sides to this, that you do realize that you're stepping through a doorway, a big doorway. It's as if it's the beginning of an important change, okay, let's call it that, an important change. I mentioned an opportunity. I think it's worth our while to call it, in simpler terms, a change, an important change. And you know that it's the beginning of a large, important change for you, and you're in it, And there are, though, I don't want to call it regrets. It's as if, you have to move, and you live in a large house, a very large house. And all of a sudden, yes, there's an expression in Italian, chiamata alle armi. You're called away at war. You have to pack your bags and go. Now you have a large house, and you can only take 2 bags with you. And all of a sudden, you start making choices, and they're important choices, because you have memories, you have objects, you have things in your heart, you have things that you would like to keep to remind you of memories, and you're starting to put away. What do I keep? What do I leave? And I see that this is going to cause, even just the notion of doing that is going to cause you much sorrow. Not depression, we don't get that deep in depression, no. But it's going to cause you sorrow. For those trains that that you hadn't probably taken in the past, or opportunities missed, you know, but that there is that, and it's very, very prominent. Let's say it's very prominent, and it sort of gives you a demeanor, a reaction of being very, very grounded. You're not flying, you know, in the air thinking, well, this is... No, you have your feet firmly planted on the ground. Those memories and those needed choices to make now are grounding you to make you fully understand the import of what you're doing. You know, I don't want to say it's a threshold, you know, there's a watershed here. No, but it's one of the many large portals that you're going through, one of the very great decisions that you need to take. And you know, I get the impression that it has not been a decision that has taken you a long time to make, but it was an unconscious, a long unconscious process that you probably are not aware of, obviously, subconscious process. But it's like that steam, you know, that kettle, when you put the boiling water in and the steam starts rising and starts whistling, pretty soon it's going to bust. It's that has made you then go forward. Now, those of you who are on that train, who are able to just jump on that train, now, I'm seeing the mask, you know, the drama mask that's half white, half black, half smile, half sad, and that's life, you know, that's life. But it smacks of a life-changing decision in this sense, and very important life-changing decisions are not without pain, obviously. The great gain comes with pain as well. So, you know, on the one hand, those of you who have had the difficulty of becoming grounding, this, if you have stood to that challenge, will bring you to be more grounded. And I have to say, you know, I do have to say that those of you who have not got there, who are not there, may have you become unstuck, a little bit ungrounded. And, you know, it may be a good thing, but, you know, when you could become ungrounded, you just go up and up and up and up, and it's difficult for you to come down again, because we are made of, I keep reminding, we are flesh and blood. We can go into astral travel as much as we want and use other universes for our means, and we can work our magic as we will, but the bottom line is, when you put your feet back on the ground and you open your email, you go check the mail, snail mail, those bills do come in. The friends do want you for certain things. Your job is asking you. You have commitments, responsibilities. Okay, so those will not be lacking, all right? So here it is, you know, it's like as if this Leo full moon is bringing us a really, you know, strong curveball of life right at us, you know. And it's difficult. It's going to be difficult. I'm not going to hide that. I hope that this session is able to help you in some way. And let's get up to bat, ladies and gentlemen. It was a pleasure for me to be with you. I'll be getting out a video on my other channel on Christelle Martinet. I'll be making a reading there with my cards. Have a good one. Bye-bye.